Welcome to Moments of Truth with Susan Kerby. So this is our Wednesday moment of truth, and you keep moving on me here. We are live, and I am Susan Kerby. This is Moments of Truth. Welcome to Positive Awakening, where we are working on how do you speak to be engaging? How do you connect with people? So in this area of positive awakening, we want to get into the place of when we connect and we really enjoy being with people. So this is today, we're talking about welcoming. And this is that piece of how many of you know what it feels like when you're feeling welcomed. Recognize when you feel welcomed, you're like a big hug and you're just happy to be where you are. So we talked last week. So this is, imagine you're creating a talk that you're going to talk on stage, but these are useful secrets, whether or not you're talking one-to-one or one-to-many. But last week we talked about 2 weeks ago, we talked about step 1, connect, where we connect eye to eye, soul to soul. Step 2 is where you ask 2 questions or a quote. So if last week we talked about my presence speaks volumes before I even say a word. Most deaf. And then I would say, welcome to the power of presence. So there'd be a thing that would connect with the quote. So there's the welcome to whatever it is you're creating. So the talk I most recently have been giving is about speaking your truth. So the quote I start with is Oprah Winfrey. If you're not speaking your own truth, you'll never be able to be all you're meant to be. Oprah Winfrey. Welcome to the power of speaking your truth. So we want to play with that welcome. And when you say, welcome to the power of speaking your truth, to a room full of people who want that, you're like, yay, I believe in this. This is where I belong. So the welcome part in the talk, that's really welcome to the talk title. So the secret to welcoming people is having this really great title, this talk title, that has people want that. So when you're feeling you're in the right place, and it's like, I belong here. When you hear yourself, so you want to use words in your talk title or if you're going to even call people into a meeting, like, what do you want to call this meeting? You want to have it be a meeting they want to attend. So don't call it meeting, call it, crafting the future of our organization, or call it whatever you want to call it that has people go, I want that. So one of the things you look at when you're looking at crafting your talk title, what becomes the welcome, is you look at what are the words people are already using. What are the words your people are already saying? Like, what are their complaints? What are their concerns? What are their desires? And if you use their language in the title, they'll be like, oh my gosh, they so get me. They want this, right? So some of the, you want to be listening to their language, yes? And one other thing you can look at is what are they going to learn? What are they going to learn from you here? Okay, so some examples of talk titles I've used in the past are, as I said, the welcome to the power of speaking your truth. I also have used welcome to speak to be heard. The 10 steps to I want that. And that's for people who want to know, how do you be heard and how do you have people going, I want that at the end of your talk? Because my people say when they come to me, I do all this speaking and people don't want what I'm offering at the end. And people say, oh, that was an awesome talk. Thank you very much. I learned so much, but they don't buy from me. And I thought, well, yeah, because you're doing like a TED Talk, you're explaining, you're giving information, you're not actually having them go, I want that. So my talk title became, how do you have clients saying, I want that every time you speak? But I would say, welcome to the power of speaking your truth, the 10 steps to I want that. So welcome to speak to be heard, the 10 steps to I want that. And the last one I have in my thing there is there money hiding in your speaking? So this is that piece of, if you are out speaking, is there a way people could be saying, I want that? Whether or not you ever make an offer from a stage, when you speak in a way that welcomes people, that they feel seen, heard, like they belong, because belonging, we all want to belong. There will be people who come up to you, even if you're not doing a public speech, you're just sharing in your community. People will come up and want to connect with you. They'll want what you're offering. They'll want whatever it is you're doing because they want to be around you. Because you know what? People want to be around people who welcome them, who include them, who where they feel I belong here. So our 3 steps so far have been: step 1, connect. Step 2, ask 2 questions or a quote. Step 3, welcome. And that's going to be using the hot talk title that you've already created, that they've already said they wanted to come to, and now they're there with you. So they'll feel like, I'm in the right place. And that's what we want people to feel. So with this, play with it. Play with talking to the people around you, talking to, maybe if you are somebody who works with clients, just listen again. And as I said, start writing down what they're saying to you. When they come to you saying, I have a client I was just working with, she works with parents. And I said, rather than saying I work with parents, you're going to want to bring in the part of, when your morning's chaos, when you can't get your kids out of bed, when they're fighting and screaming going on and the toaster's not working, then I can help you. So we've started to create our talks around chaos and calming the chaos, rather than I work with parents to be better parents, right? So listen to the words your clients are using or your friends are using. And when you use that back to them, they hear themselves. And if you put it in that talk title, it's like they will come to you because of what you said. So again, welcome. We all want to feel welcomed. And the truth is, if the people who aren't called to that, when I say, when you shine your light, your people find you. And if you put someone else's light in the talk title, you'll probably get the wrong people. So make sure not only is it their language, but it's really what you want to be offering, because that's what's going to have your heart in it. So make sure your light's shining in that as well. And that's the piece for me of, I love helping people craft talks that gets their soul's message in a talk that converts, that people say, I want that afterwards. So you'll hear me talking more about speaking from your soul and having people say, I want that. And it just lights me up. So keep playing with us. Thanks for playing. And we'll see you again next Wednesday, where we'll talk about step 4. Step 4 is in the area of acknowledgement, or sending peace and love. So we'll talk to you more about that next week. Blessings. Have a great week.